Okie dokie. So we're going to do a breakdown here on this crypto ETF that I've been watching. We have this support range back in Glxy from $18.50 to $20. It held for a long time, but we've broken below a couple times here, right? And we're starting to see that we're getting the bounce again. $14 is also a major support range. But the best characteristic that I'm looking at right now is that we have a trend change. So we're starting to see higher highs and higher lows being made, which is what we want to see, right? It might take a little bit more time to break up over this range, right? We might need to battle it a bit more. But what I'm looking for is we break up over and then this acts as support again, and then we run. So that is something key that I want to see. Again, when I zoom out on this weekly time frame here, it looks like we're in a massive equilibrium trend. Like, that's what it looks like in my opinion. So we're just ranging, it looks like. This could be a clear range that we're playing in, and we might slowly make our way back up to this $42. So there's a lot of opportunity here in Glxy, and a lot of these crypto names, remember, right? BTC, ETH, Sol, AVAX, there's a bunch of names, man. It's important that there's the correlation here. Because BTC is pumping, these names are going to perform well. Here on DeFi, this is a warning in my opinion. So this is marking clear resistance here at 288, and we almost had like a complete bearish engulfing here, right? So it came back down to 226. This day alone, right, it dropped 20%. I think that it might be telling us we need to create a base in this range. So that's what I'm looking for in the coming weeks. In my opinion, I want to hold 225. If we can't hold that range, I'll probably exit my position, but this is a warning, right? It would be nice to see us create a base here and then make it higher. We have that 325 range. That was our previous all-time high, and we broke up over it slightly. So we might, because we've made it our way down below to 130, we might want to come back up and test that and weaken this major zone, but it looks like it could take some time. So DeFi is something I'll keep a close eye on. HUT, if you've been watching these videos, this trend line, right, I've been talking about us breaking over and using it as we backtest and use it as support. Huge, right? That's what we got. This is huge, right? Nice little buy signal there. I've marked out this clear resistance point, right? I didn't even mark it out. I marked the fib from the very top to the very bottom, and it just so happens to line up with previous resistance, right? So we have this zone 1140, 13, and then the golden pocket, which is this kind of range here that I have marked out in gray. So that's what I'm watching, right? We might come straight up into those ranges and have some sort of a battle there. So that's something I'm paying attention to. We're starting to leave gaps behind, right? So that could fake some people out, because here we have the uptrend, right? Higher highs and higher lows. We're leaving gaps behind. We might eventually want to fill those. So we might get some bearish days mixed in the coming weeks where we come back test this 830, fill the gap, and then continue higher, right? Either way, it's still an uptrend if that happens, because we're creating a higher low compared to that previous one. So I think a lot of these crypto names are bullish right now. In terms of getting an entry, pay attention to the trends. I feel like that could help in the coming weeks for a lot of people. So we have Hive here. Hive from the low, right? Trend change. This zone was acting as resistance, and now we get that, right? Back test, support, and now it looks like we're trying to make a run. So in these names, we have more gaps behind. That's what I'm looking for. Are we leaving gaps, and where is previous resistance? Because we might struggle up in those ranges, and it's just good to point them out so then you know what is happening, right? Like, for example, this was support in the past. We might fly right up to 325, right? But it might act as resistance there, so we might get a pause, and it might take some time to break up beyond this level. So again, like, that's something I'm paying attention to. Mara, again, right? We shoot right up to this zone. I want to see us maybe back test it. This might not happen, right? although we did leave a gap behind, I'll leave it there just in case. But we might get something more like where we shoot up and use this as a back test and then run. So there's definitely some opportunities. I think it's, in my opinion, find one that is making the most sense technically and then shoot your shot, because I think the opportunity is here for some decent rallies into the coming weeks. Bit farms, clean falling wedge, breakout, back test, push up. This one is gnarly. I like that move. Very strong, right? We're starting to get big volume coming in again, bullish volume. We want to see that continue. It's starting to leave gaps behind. A lot of these names are. If BTC gets a pump in the next coming days, then maybe this will continue, right? We might see even more of a pump coming on the stocks that we're watching in this little ETF here. So right now, the best time obviously was that few weeks of consolidation. But if you're looking for an entry, make a plan. What is the time frame of the trade that you want to like hold on? Is it a swing trade, right? Is it going to be many weeks? Is it going to be long term? Is it a short term trade? Because if it is, you might be wanting to catch these trades on a higher low, right? Where is that higher low going to be? We don't know yet, but it'll come, right? That's how stocks move. They move in uptrends or downtrends or equilibrium. If we're looking for an uptrend here, we want to see where that higher low is, and that could be your signal to enter. So that's what I'm looking for on Bitfarms. Coinbase, this gap, right? Look, we're starting to fill it. We might just come right back up and back test this trend line. So that's something I'm watching. We have a nice clean, all of these are having nice bounces, man. So these names were excellent to play in the past few weeks. A, B, C correction, easier to see on the weekly time frame, right? But overall, this zone, I'm looking to see, will it act as resistance? Can we break up over it, back test this zone, use it as support, and then go? So this is a one that I'm adding in, and this is cointokens.com. This is interesting. We had a massive 600 something % gain on this stock, and it might just need some time to really consolidate. While it's consolidating, it's creating a pattern, right? It's creating this falling wedge. Areas to buy on the falling wedge are the lower trend line. Or if we get a break of this upper trend line, it might be a signal to buy. So this one, man, I'm not going to sleep on this. Like, it moved nice and we're getting that clean, orderly consolidation. This looks good to me. I think if we do get that pump in crypto and BTC and ETH and Solana and all those strong crypto names start pushing hard, this stock might absolutely burst. So I want to see, maybe in the coming days we might get that breakout in this 215 range. And it has a lot of upside, right? Previous all-time high, 380. Just from here, that's a nice 100% trade. There's good opportunity in this one. So that's what I'm looking for. Again, if we come back to this zone, in my opinion, it'll be a buy. If we get that breakout of this upper trend line, it will also be a buy. And then we'd be looking for 278 and previous all-time highs, 380. So that is the breakdown for this week. Peace, guys.